Greetings. Let's talk about how you will manage stress. If you've been watching my videos in order, you can now recognize that there are many different ways to handle stress. You might also have begun to realize that each technique has its pros and cons. For example, the pro of deep breathing is that you don't need special equipment or special instructions. You can do it anytime. The con might be that it's hard to remember because your body's automatic nervous system keeps you breathing naturally without any thought. It's time to personalize the importance of stress management to your own life. Here's the metaphor that we'll use for this discussion. Imagine it's a stormy day and the rain is coming down hard. Picture yourself standing outside the storm holding an umbrella. The umbrella is your tool for protecting yourself from the rain, from getting too wet. Now imagine that you have your symbolic umbrella when you're in a stressful situation, meaning you know some excellent techniques for proactively and reactively shielding yourself from stress. These techniques may not eliminate stress, just as the umbrella won't eliminate the rain, but they do provide a level of protection. Let's review a few ramifications of not using stress management techniques and some benefits of using them. These are common outcomes of managed stress. You have more peace, resilience, sufficient reserves, much better health, and of course a longer, happier life. And these are common outcomes of unmanaged stress, digestive problems, headaches, migraines, depression, heart disease, sleep disorders, chronic fatigue, immune support problems or immune system problems. Take your time processing this information. I want to share a little background on unhappiness and health. It's been established that diseases, particularly chronic or autoimmune disorders, are a byproduct of inflammation. And inflammation results from many factors, including your thinking, breathing, eating, environment, and resting habits. To top that off, inflammation also settles into the most vulnerable or weakest areas of our bodies. The big issue with inflammation, long-term or chronic, is it destroys our cells, and this is huge. Inflammation is a localized physical condition in which a part of the body becomes reddened, swollen, taut, and often painful, primarily due to injury or infection. Short-term inflammation is a fantastic tool used by our body when it's trying to rid itself of an offending agent. Inflammation is the body's attempt at self-protection. Aim at being able to remove harmful stimuli, including damaged cells, irritants, pathogens, and to begin the healing process. As a body becomes overwhelmed with too many offending agents for prolonged periods, it will suffer. Let's pause a minute and clarify some terms. I'll start with the word overwhelmed. How often do we say we are overwhelmed or hear others with this battle cry? Being or feeling overwhelmed comes from not having the resources to meet demands. This resource could be time, money, energy, or mental capacity. When our bodies reach a tipping point, the inflammation settles and destroys cells, often resulting in disease. I equate inflammation to stress and our body's inability to handle a toxic load. As long as our bodies can handle the load, we can maintain health. However, as soon as our system becomes overrun with a toxic load, we will become ill. The body cannot efficiently discard the waste, and the scales tip to the side of disease. Our body has many mechanisms for eliminating toxins or offending agents. I will use toxins and offending agents interchangeably. Although a toxin can indicate a more dangerous offending agent, it will mean the same for our conversation. I do this because an offending agent can be a toxin for one person, but not for someone else, like peanuts. Many thrive on this legume, whereas others are so offended that they may not survive without medical intervention. I want to point out that offending agents can be our thoughts and feelings, which can be wildly different from one person to the next. There are 12 destructive dozen thoughts, beliefs that plague the majority of us. You can check out a link to that below this video. Our mind and body are constantly collaborating, looking for how to behave, act, and feel. That's also why the tools and techniques used throughout this course are holistic and allopathic. I take a holistic mind and scientific approach to our well-being. So, what exactly creates a toxic load or too much for your body or mind to handle? This is where life gets interesting because it's different for each of us. The idea is to set your system up for success by decreasing offending agents or inflammation for happier, healthier, and better immune function. Excellent work so far. You should be so proud of yourself. And I will see you when you're ready in the next lesson.